الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيد النبيين وختام المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه والتابعين ومن دعا بدعوته إلى يوم الدين. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. One of the most important topics that are normally discussed today is the etiquettes of difference, or what we know as adab al-ikhtilaf. And a lot of our mashayikh, a lot of our shuyukh, a lot of our teachers, a lot of our ulama, when they discuss this issue, they focus on the issue of ikhtilaf. And they keep on telling people that we should accommodate each other because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us mukhtalifeen. He has created us different from each other, diverse. And they say that diversity is the beauty of this world. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, as the ulama normally quote, this ayah from Surah Hud, وَلَوْ شَاءَ رَبُّكَ لَجَعَلَ النَّاسَ أُمَّةً وَاحِدَةً وَلَا يَزَالُونَ مُخْتَلِفِينَ إِلَّا مَنْ رَحِمَ رَبُّكَ وَلِذَلِكَ خَلَقَهُمْ. Had it been the will of your Lord, He would have made people into one nation, but they will keep on being different from each other unless, except the ones whom your Lord have mercy upon, and it is because of them that He has created them. And the ulama quote in the tafsir, in the explanation, commenting on this ayah, they will say He has created them to be different from each other. And others will say He has created them to be shown mercy. And people like Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas will say that He has created them to be different from each other so that they will be shown the mercy of Allah. As if difference is actually the reason that will lead them to get the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All these tafasir, all these explanations are genuine. And all the endeavors of our ulama, our mashayikh, in trying to talk about the difference and the importance of difference, and try to enable us and to qualify us and to equip us to accept this fact that we're different from each other, are really genuine and are really blessed. But we have actually to give some understanding to the first part of the statement. We always say adabul ikhtilaf, etiquettes of difference. And the word adab actually is done a lot of injustice when we translate it as etiquettes, because the word adab is not only etiquettes, it's actually more than this. The word adab does not only mean etiquettes, but it is a holistic meaning of good manners with sensitivity and understanding. That is why they said that al-adabu qabla al-ilm. Adab is before knowledge. Why is that? Because had it not been that you have the understanding and the sensitivity and the good manners, you will never be able to understand anything. You will never be able to get knowledge. And therefore, when we say adabul ikhtilaf, it does not mean the etiquettes of difference. It means understanding difference. It means being sensitive about difference. It also means accepting difference and realizing the fact that it exists. And fourthly, asking Allah to enable us to accept this difference. Because a lot of our brothers will think that they will be able to accommodate our differences easily. But it is something against the nafs. I think actually that the issue of ikhtilaf, difference, is such a big challenge and struggle for people and their nufus. What are you doing with your nafs? What are you doing with yourself? Because as human beings, we've been created, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, with these nufus, and our nufus have been built to try to make things similar to each other, to try to force others to follow our example. Because we believe, they say, كُلُّ نَفْسٍ بِنَفْسِهَا مُعْجَبَةٌ. Every soul is happy with itself. So if we're happy with ourselves, we would like others to be like us, to follow our example, to follow our footsteps. And this is the danger of it, because this means that our nufus are dominating us. This means that there is something problematic with our nafs and we need to fix it. And how are we going to fix it? Unless we try to understand difference and accept difference. Because the issue of ikhtilaf itself is such a big challenge to this individuality. To live with a mind that sees in ikhtilaf, in difference, a ni'mah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a blessing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created people from different backgrounds, with different thoughts, with different ideologies. And a lot of ulama quote this ayah without actually realizing the benefit of it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Hujurat, يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسُ إِنَّا خَلَقْنَاكُم مِّن ذَكَرٍ وَأُنثَى وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا Inna akramakum inda Allahi atqakum. O people, we've created you from a male and female and made you into nations and tribes so that you may know each other. Really, the closest of you to Allah is the most righteous one. A lot of people think that this also refers only to individuals. Actually, it refers to nations as well. It refers to communities and groups. It is as if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that the best of you and the closest of you in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who understands this diversity, is the one who can understand that we should go and explore each other. Imagine if people are created in the same manner. Imagine that everyone speaks Arabic, for example, and imagine that each one will eat a certain type of food, coming from one background, looking the same. The world will be so redundant. The world will be so boring. We will never be willing to go and explore and see other things, because we will see the same people, speaking the same language, eating the same food. But had it not been for this difference, which we are failing to realize, we will never be intrigued to go and explore. So it's a blessing that we're different. It only requires us to understand what is difference and how blessed is this world being or containing all these diverse things that refer to one important fact, that it is Him only who is one. Diversity comes from one. They say multiplication comes from one subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it is in this diversity that we will be able to be the true monotheists. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to struggle our nufus and to be able to be in control of them, and give us help to do that, to accept the differences and to enjoy them. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. الحمد لله رب العالمين.